I have 341 from Eagle Eyes saying, hey, I'm donating for a question. How are you feeling about depressions? Is there some way you can deal with it? If you can't answer, it's fine. So when I was at my worst, I had a hard time continuing playing. And at the same time, I couldn't really get away from everything because I didn't want to give up on being a professional player. So what I did was to speak to a therapist. And I thought that was not only very helpful for getting back on track, but also just in general, I feel like I learned, or I feel like I got to learn a lot of new things that I could go on and use for my everyday life. And even though you might not find yourself like struggling or anything, I would heavily suggest just giving it a shot at least. I know it's not cheap, and most of them actually makes you, you know, pay up to get the chance. But if by any means you do have the ability to go, I would say you should, just to see. It doesn't have to mean anything. It's just, I personally found it really, really interesting. And it was kind of what made me, I don't know, see value in Headspace, I guess. Because I was using Headspace before this happened. And then after I went to the therapist, I realized that a lot of the things that you learn from Headspace are tied into, I guess, living a better life. So that could be something as well, if you don't have the willingness to actually go see someone IRL. But I would suggest doing it regardless of where you are in your life. I think it's really, really interesting. But yeah, that's how I dealt with my depression, at least. So if you can, I would suggest giving it a try if you are having similar problems or finding yourself in a similar state. But if you can't, then I think Headspace is a pretty good middle ground, because a lot of things that I got to learn from Headspace were pretty tied into what I got to learn from my therapist. But I don't think it's free. I think there's like a trial period, but I'm not sure if it's free. So I guess either way, you're gonna have to find yourself paying up. But worst case, just go to YouTube and then check if there's like free episodes of Headspace there.